Morning! Less than 12 hours between the end of the last stream. Did you get enough sleep? Yes. Enough sleep for me. I don't use alarm clocks anymore because since I stopped having an office job and I work at home and I work my own schedule. And so to me, enough sleep is when my body goes, you're awake now. And you know what? It's glorious. It's absolutely wonderful just being able to sleep until you've done enough sleeping, and then you wake up and you're like, all right, let's do some stuff. And it just happens, Rockstar is one of those projects that I wedge into the downtime between other commitments, and it happens that Friday night was downtime and Saturday morning is downtime. So let's build some Rockstar, folks. So we got yesterday, any of you folks who was on last night, we were playing around with parsing expression grammar, and you're in for a fun session when your last commit message, it says, working with Pegasus. This is ace. Let me flip over to the... where's my Stream Deck gone? The Stream Deck's on the wrong settings. There you go. Look at that. Working with Pegasus. This is ace. The commit before that said, I don't want to lose this code even though it's horrible and doesn't work. So I think yesterday we did pretty well. I'm gonna ensmallen myself. There we go. I got this fun thing with the camera with the zoom lens on it, which means I can strobe in and out. Good morning, Jake. How are you? So, right, let's have some fun and write some code. And find the Rockstar. There it is. That's what we were working on yesterday. So we are up and running with parsing expression grammars. And yesterday we got as far as this. We got a little Rockstar program here that works. And we've defined a program here as... now that's interesting. I moved some stuff. Did I move stuff? Did I move stuff late at night and then decide it was late and I was tired? And yeah, probably. Right. What was the last thing I changed? What do I have in... do I have any work in progress in here? No, I don't. So I commit all the things. Okay, so the problem here is I need at using Rockstar dot... hang on. So output is nested. That's what I was doing, as I was starting to move things around. So that needs to be qualified as statement.output. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce program. Public class program, and good morning, Peter. Heading to the post office. That sounds very exciting. Are you sending entertaining packages, or are you sending forms to the tax office? So public class program, and this is going to take an IEnumerable of statement. Statements. Okay, and then we can capture that in... actually, that should be a list, shouldn't it? We're not going to have weird programs where we don't know how wrong they are. Okay, why is that complaining? Oh, of course program already means something. Oh, yay. Why can't I put a program in my program? Yo dog, I put a program in your program, so now you can program programs while you program. What fun and games. So we got... I just want to use the names for things. I just want to call it, Rockstar program, yeah. So it could end up with Rockstar program and Rockstar statement and Rockstar output and Rockstar all the things. And you know what? No. The only reason I wanted to do it was because it would make the syntax slightly cleaner, and having to introduce workarounds kind of pushes it over that boundary for me. It feels like it's not going to make it cleaner. The two hardest things in computer science, naming things, off by one errors, cache invalidation, guaranteed single delivery, and guaranteed single delivery. Right. Hang on, let me close. I got a window down here. that's running a voice recognition thing that I've been working on, and it's picking up every word I'm saying and going, you said this. It's like, I know I said that. I just said that. Okay, so we've got output as a list of... So yeah, I'm just going to qualify all of this stuff here. Hey, Eugene, welcome. Statement.output, and that can be a list of statement.output, and that can be a list of statement.output, and that can be a list of statement.output. And yeah, and statement.output. This is all starting to so, list of statement.output, list of statement.output. Yeah, I might namespace instead of nesting those. That's all complaining. Output could not be found. Rockstar.statement.out. That exists. I just literally made that. There's a statement. Statement.output. That exists. Public class that. That shouldn't be a thing. Using static? It's a parsing expression grammar, Eugene. We're using a thing called Pegasus. There we go. I have a graph of Moore's law transistor counts. Yeah, and the syntax that it uses you can check out here. You want to know how parsing expression grammars work, that's thing. And basically it's a way of designing grammars using sort of a Bacchus-Naur form. So we're saying that a program here is an end of file, or it is a statement followed by an end of file, or it is a statement followed by a program. And each one of those I can then put, hey, if you see one of these, it yields one of those. See one of these, you should emit one of those. It's basically a tool for building parsers. And it's much kind of more, it's easier to keep track of the language syntax than using a hand-coded parser, because this one I can see very clearly what all the statements in here are. Also, one of the other things I want to do with Rockstar is I want a laser grammar for it, which is the thing that CodeMirror uses to do syntax highlighting in web-based editors. And having something like this probably lends itself to a relatively simple transformation from an expression grammar into a laser grammar. So, and that screen over there, which you can't see, has got loads of people throwing messages at me because I don't know why everyone wants to talk to me on a Saturday morning. Don't they have cartoons to watch? All right. See why this isn't working. Cannot convert from double to expression. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so statement.output now takes a... I didn't get as far as building expressions yet, did I? So expression is a number, and right, so let's wire in numeric expressions here. So this thing here, expression is a numble. So numble? A number double is now called a numble. Let this become the canon. So we've got a statement, we got an expression, and a number here is going to return a one of those, and this is yeah, Pegasus is cool. I mean, there's Pegasus, there's lots of them for JavaScript, there's PegJS, there's Peggy, and parsing expression grammars is a whole kind of family of things. So this is going to be a new number. Now, this is where I probably, like, if I can put RS on the beginning of everything, that, yeah. So we've had a couple of suggestions for good ways to work with everything. One, which I quite enjoyed, even though it would be fiendishly difficult to fiendishly difficult to implement, is actually no, not difficult to implement, just difficult to type, would be to use heavy metal umlauts on all of the Rockstar identifiers. So instead of a number, we've got this. Which is just evil and horrible and is going to cause all kinds of headaches for people who want to implement it. But it's also about as nice as any of the other awful things we've got. So in here, I could have a public class number, and this takes a decimal value, and it depends on how IntelliSense fuzzy match works. So I think at this point, you know, we'll get it'll work. So we got that inherits from statement, and we plug in all the missing members for that. And accept T of I visit statements is visitor.visit this, and there's that, and there's that, and yeah, this whole visitor interface thing is rapidly becoming, yeah, create an overload on there, yep, and create an overload on there, and yeah, this is one of those weird things where this does the wrong thing. The built-in IntelliSense generates support for this. I wish I was this good at coding. It's not a question of being good at coding. It's a question of having the patience to keep staring at the problem until you figure out where the lines are, and then you crack it along the lines, and you turn a big problem into two small problems, and then you put one problem to the side, and you look at the other one, and you repeat until either you can see the answer, or you can see the crack, and you can break it down further. And after that, there's a sort of, I guess, a certain amount of familiarity with the language syntax, and are we going to do this? Is this going to be the worst thing that has ever happened? And I'm literally going to put umlauts in all of the identifiers that are part of the Rockstar language. Because this means, if we do this, and we shouldn't do this because it's horrible, but now I can have a public class program, and I can grab that one, and yeah, there we go. If I could program in some keyboard macros for this, because I've got a reprogrammable mechanical keyboard here. I wonder what I get for... Okay, so I've got the Alt-Gr here. Right, let's do a little bit of... As you can tell, we are very focused here on solving the problems at hand. Windows type diaresis UK keyboard. Yes. Is there a and soy essere independent para risolvere tu problema de caracteres especiale. This is yeah, so yeah, I mean this totally works. So public class statement var p equals new, yeah. IntelliSense works. Character map, yes. Third-party program, WinCompose. WinCompose? Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of easily fixable because we can always come back to it later. is there a diacritic E? Because German doesn't have diacritic E, but we are looking here for, yes, I. The metal umlaut. That's what we want. So this is fun. So the band Queensryche have a metal umlaut in their name on a Y. And until Unicode came along, there was no capital letter. Why? Because it never occurred at the beginning of any word. And then basically Unicode were like, do we need capital versions of all of this kind of stuff? And yeah. Mutlekre. Yeah, right. Boom. I need a diaresis with an E. And there must be one. There we go. Luxembourgish to the rescue. Oh look, Twitch spam, yay! Let me just go and boom, kill the Twitch spam. Goodbye Twitch spam. You don't get that nonsense on YouTube. Where's me? I'm there. There's my channel. Am I live? Yes, I am live. Boom. Twitch spam. Where's the report? Spam. Scams or bots. Bye bye. Yeah. Spam. Yeah. Tell us more. No, I'm not going to tell you more. I'm busy right now. All right, we'll just block. Goodbye, Fever for Broski. It's been fun playing internet with you. Hello, Jebs. Says, is that a G as in giraffe, like a J, or a G as in graph, like G, or a G as in Gnostic, like a noise? Yeah, language be hard, yo. All right. Gebs, not Jebs. Gotcha. Actually, that should have a diaresis E in it as well, shouldn't it? I can't believe we're actually doing this, but what the hell? You know, it's an esoteric programming language. Yeah? Except I don't want instances to do that as well. See you later, Peter. Enjoy the post office. I hope it delivers the wonderful experience that you're hoping for in interacting with the postal services for today. Okay, so there's that, and public list of so that's weird. That doesn't prompt me with statement. Why not? There it is. Cool. All right, serious design decision. Are we going to heavy metalify every vowel in the variable name or just the first one? And I think on this we are going to defer to the authorities. Motorhead do only the middle one. And okay, so Blue Oyster Cult got one, Queensryche got one, Motorhead got one, Accused got one, Motley Crue got one, Spinal Tap's got one, Green Jelly's got one. We're only going to do one. We're only going to do the first one. No, do not do that. That's fine. Yeah, I think just the first one. So Motley Crue got one in each word, but Motley Crue should never ever be treated as an example of, hey, I want to be more like those people in my life. And I've got some interface implementation in here. So we've got statement.output, so that just needs to become output. Yeah, we'll do the first one. The applets are still alive in that industry. Yeah, financial technology. Yay. So statement.expression will become statement.expression. Let me just check out WinCompose, which I think is ease of type in special characters. GitHub, it allows easy things. Yeah, a compose key for Windows. Excellent. Browse releases. Are we just going to YOLO install this? Yeah. YOLO. Install. Boom. It's on GitHub, so it can't be evil, right? Like, nobody would ever use GitHub for anything nefarious. There are barely words without at least one vowel. So the interesting thing, Fuzzy9, now Croatian is weird, but also Welsh. There are multiple words in the British English kind of vernacular which come from Welsh, like this one. And this one. And they have W, because in Welsh W is a vowel. So quich and cum are both legitimate words which have made it into English language dictionaries thanks to Welsh language influences. Did I just download something? Yes, I did. Let's set up WinCompose and see what we can see. Welcome to the stream where we started out trying to write a programming language. Then we decided we're going to put umlauts in all of the names of the statements and things. Yes, install WinCompose. I am going to bet good money that at some point in the next 2 weeks I am going to rage quit this decision and decide it was the dumbest thing I ever did. But we're not there yet. So, right, there we go. WinCompose is in my system tray. Let's show sequences. And there it is. And what do we got? This looks like fun. So we got Unicode characters on there. What I basically want is I want a combining diaresis that I can combining diaresis. So what is the, how does this work? I should probably read the instructions, right? I mean, I've installed it, so it can't be evil. This defaults to right alt, gives you a compose key. Oh, sweet. So combining diaresis is I want a compose key \quote. Let's try it, see what happens. So I got my compose key as the right alt \quote A. Ah, yes. Can I redefine that to be a simpler sequence? Combining diaresis. Can I edit that? Edit that. Oh. Okay. Okay, cool. That'll work. All right. So if I want to type one of those, I got to do my right alt key and then /quote and then, no, hang on. Right alt key \quote for dot. Metal umlauts are still better than using emojis in your code. So an idea that I have, oh, that's interesting. That's given me a combining diaresis that's not attached to anything. Oh, there we go. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, in theory, I can go, so alt / what have I got? Alt \quote, alt \quote, alt \quote, alt \quote, stack them. All right, so that becomes alt \quote I. There we go. Assignment. No. Weird. All right. Okay, so rename that. So assignment becomes so alt \quote I. puts it on the previous character. I, alt / quote. There we go. Okay, and expression is going to become EXPRE, so alt / quote on that one. Yep, there we go. So we got output, expression, assignment, and number, which in theory means now I can split a bunch of these things out so they're no longer nested. So that is going to become... So let me take a look at expression here. And so expression.cs, and that I'm going to break out. So that comes down, that comes off. We no longer need to qualify these things. And yeah, but the thing is, if I run into Chinese characters in the event logs again, I'm going to know what I'm looking at, right? Because we figured that one out now. Right. What do you mean typo and identifier? Show potential fixes. That's weird. It thinks that the E with the umlaut is a non-word character. Yeah, add to dictionary, solution, team, shared. That is valid code. Well, that should be valid code in C#. But maybe it's not. I mean, we got this weird thing, right? Let me take a look at WinCompose, because there's different ways of putting an umlaut on something. You can do it as a single code point, or you can do it as a multiple code point sequence. And let me take a look at the sequences. What do we got in there? And I want a alphabetic presentation forms. So I don't want a combining diaresis. I just want the character, the Unicode code point of that thing with a... Yeah, but I don't want a combining diacritical mark. Basic Latin is all fine. Cyrillic, dingbats, emoticons, general punctuation. Is there like a European extended in here? The compiler does use Unicode normalizing, but things like the resharper spell check don't. And that's gonna become very tedious very quickly. Musical symbols, miscellaneous symbols, Latin extended A. Latin extended, so it's got to be in here somewhere. Macron, Algonac, Caron, Circumflex, Brief, Sedia. Latin extended. Latin 1 supplement. There we go. Latin capital letter with... All right, so Alt-E and then a quote on it is what I want. So let's... I may have just screwed up everything in this program horribly by getting the wrong kinds of diareses in place. And I don't know if you can do a Unicode aware code point replace, but let's try this. So I want this to be now hang on, Alt dang bang, Alt dang dang. No. What? It was right there. Show sequences. There we go. Latin small letter E with diaeresis is... So what key is that? I don't have that key. Do I have that key? Oh, I need to combine quote, quote. All right. So, Alt-J-E, ding, ding. I can just copy the character. I just need to copy it from somewhere. Life is going to be easier if I don't have to copy and paste characters from everywhere as I'm going along. So I was trying to see if there was some way I could just override certain keys so that, like Alt-GR plus an E. That's what I really want to do, is Windows modify keyboard. Yeah, I got AutoHotkey installed. I don't want to do that. I could learn the alt codes. Yeah. That's probably the easiest way of doing it. Diaeresis alt codes. German special characters. Actually, what I need here is I need a... oh, but encoding then becomes a thing. Alt-0168 is a diaeresis, apparently. Alt-0168. Yeah, okay. Right, there we go. I need that. So I'm going to sling that over there on a screen where I can look at it. Right, so let's rename that to expart. Now I need an E umlaut lowercase, which is an Alto 235. There we go. And no, do not rename related symbols. Yeah, so combining characters are the things I don't want, because combining characters are tripping up things like the spell check in ReSharper and various other weird bits of language. So now string, I can change that to Alt-O239. Okay, number, I can rename that to Alt-O252. Unary is going to be renamed to Alt-O. That is going to be an A, which is 0228. Oop. Null. O252. Yep. True. And false are probably okay as is. Mysterious is going to take a... Do I need to do this for everything or just the ones I want to disambiguate? You can hear the little voice in my head going, this is a stupid idea and you shouldn't do it, is getting louder. Just a little bit louder. Just a little. You know, it's going, what? Are you serious? Are you really going to do this? Now, something that I is driving me a bit nuts now is that I've got this line of code and this line of code and this line of code and this line of code, and they're identical. They are exactly the same line of code in like every single place that I see in the program, but because the type system, they are actually different. And I don't think there's a... Does C# have a preprocessor that'll let you define the way you can in C? No. What is the C? Is it hash declare? Nope, 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 never mind. All right. Okay. What were we doing? Right. Let's go back to rockstar.peg. We were trying to work out, yeah, I wanted to create a thing called a program, didn't I? That's what I wanted. So, new program or a statement returns a new program, or that returns a new program with a head and a tail, which I think means, except program, of course, needs to be program, which is alt 0246. I'm not sure, maybe you can move that method to the statement abstract class and mark it as virtual. So the problem, I think, is that you don't get the type closure. If I mark that there and mark that as virtual and take that out, the problem is this. And I think it's because the type system on a virtual method, this here refers to the abstract class that owns the virtual method, not to the concrete class that derives from that. And that's why it needs to be put in multiple times. We can, we'll revisit that later once we've figured a couple of things out. So let's, there's that. So we got a number, we got a unary. That one doesn't need that one there. That one doesn't need that because number is not a built-in type in the .NET system. Null with a capital. Are we doing it with things that differ only in case? We probably don't need to. Mysterious expression, it reckons that's been defined twice. Has it? Go to definitions. Base symbols. Yeah, all right, okay. All right. So binary is fine. Expression is not actually overloaded here. So for expression, I'm just going to rename that back to normal expression. Okay, so this is the decision. Anything where the type name I want to use in Rockstar directly conflicts with something built into the .NET source, like string or program, we're going to put an umlaut on the first vowel of that name. Anything else doesn't matter. That's fair game. So there. This is how decisions are made. This is, I should write that down somewhere, shouldn't I? Let me open the Rockstar 2.0 Bible and add this to it. File, open, recent, Where have I been working on this stuff? Open folder. Yeah, there we go. And GitHub, Rockstar, Lang, Rockstar. Select that folder. This is Typora. Okay. Let's put a new folder in here. So bang, new folder. No, not new folder. I don't want a new folder. I want a new file. Delete that. Yes, I can delete that. Right click, new file. We'll call this design decisions.md. So Rockstar.net interpreter design decisions. So names, use good names. If the name you want conflicts with part of the .NET namespace or a built-in type, use a heavy metal umlaut. Program becomes Alt 0246. Yeah, 0246. And alt code for I is alt 0239. There. Look, we wrote it down. It's official now. So there's that. All right. Visitor.visit. I don't like the whole visitor class pattern thing. I might just take it out completely. I'm sure there's a nicer way of doing it. I'm sure there's a better way of doing it in case, yeah. Yeah, goodbye visitor pattern. If we want you back, we'll ask nicely. iVisitor.cs, boom, delete that. Yes, it's gone. Keyword extensions, that is gone. We don't need it in this version. Interpreter we're going to keep. Match type is gone. Bye-bye. Thank you for playing. That parser is gone. That one stays. Scanner.cs is gone. Statement.cs can become statement because there. Typing be hard, yo. And okay, that can come out. 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 Assignment does not need an umlaut because it doesn't conflict with anything. Expression does not conflict with anything, but it also only has one E in that particular location. Number can just be number. Output can just be output because that doesn't clash with anything. That's there. Program does need to be... This will be like APL. You're a Rockstar senior developer and you have a keyboard with direct keys for heavy metal umlauts. Move to program.cs. There we go. All right. Look at this. This is beautiful and evil. I've got a program and I've got a program, and they're sat side by side, and they differ only in the use of diaresis on the file name, which is oh yeah, okay. This is fun. I like this. So that one is going to be var program equals parser.parse program. And then for item in program dot statements, so I need to find my program. There. Yeah, that should be fine. So parser.parse needs rebuilding because that's bringing out the wrong thing. All right, binary does not accept that. So we can hoik out that and that and that and that and that and that and rebuild and I don't have US international layout because I'm British, don't you know? I'm here in the land of the BBC. And so if I want to be able to type pound sterling, currency sign, you know, the dear old pound, it's vitally important I don't use an American keyboard layout, even if it does think itself international. The United States has just about got its head around the idea that people might use other languages, but the idea that people might use other currencies still strikes them as a bit of a weird idea. Yep, so that's still working. So let me go back over into my rockstar.peg, and so that returns a program, that returns a new program, that returns a new program, and that is a statement which returns one of those. Did I get any compiler errors off the actual rockstar.peg yet? Yes, I did. That is a mistake there. Right, rebuild that. Bracket expected. No, that's fine. Come on, you can do it. Statement does not contain a definition of accept. So I know quite a few people who work in the Eurozone who are British, and they use an Irish keyboard layout because the Irish locale settings for their operating system gives them the combination of Euro currency, but kind of, you know, the Irish date formats are compatible with British date formats, generally speaking. So, right, folks, I need to take a very short break. So we're going to do an experiment. I'm gonna rack up one of my my YouTube videos here, and all you can rock out to that while I go and put lunch in the oven, and then I'll be right back in a second. So I am gonna dig up. Now this will either be wonderful and brilliant, or it will fail horribly and we'll get the stream booted off and everyone will shut it down for various kinds of horrible copyright violations. But let's see what we can see. This is me looking in my library of files for the fun versions of things. And yeah. Da, 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 da. Okay, that seems to have worked. I need to do a new thing. I should be in studio mode for this, shouldn't I? So it doesn't switch every time I change anything. All right, there we go. And let's so now I can put that in there. And then I can switch to that. And folks, here's a brief message from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Forget Slack. Forget Slack. Company meeting, everybody's out of sync. I'm trying to join, clicking on this link. This link is a Teams, 'cause I don't feel like I can deal with all the broken login schemes that you have. It's gonna make you scream. You know your Discord from your Slacks. You know your email from your fax. You remember IRC and NTP and Jabber too. You know your Jitsi from your Meet. Your virtual background's pretty neat. When all the other tools are down, there's always Gather Town and ICQ. Is it Teams? 'Cause I don't feel like I can deal with all the broken login schemes. The UI's gonna make you scream. You know your way around online. You know you're hopping from your pine. You know the time in Amsterdam, Seattle, Milan, and Timbuktu. You speak at virtual events. I can't even see your audience. It's like you're talking to the void. It'll leave you paranoid and feeling blue. Is it Teams? 'Cause I don't feel like I can deal with all the broken login schemes. The UI's gonna make you scream. Everybody FaceTime, Telegram, Signal, Chime, webcam, microphone, sat at home, all alone. Zoom, shake, headache, find a way to stay awake. It's 7 hours without a break. This is more than I can take. Forget Slack, 'cause it's Teams, and I don't feel like I can deal with all the broken login schemes. The UI's gonna make you scream. Forget Slack, forget Slack. Yeah, we're working in teams, baby. We're working in teams around here now. Yeah, we're living in the future and believing all the hype. Just don't ask any questions about what happened to Skype. Yeah, we're shipping all our features, got to hit the milestone. We gotta keep talking, talking, talking. No one's talking on the phone, we're on Teams, baby. We're running on Teams around here now. On the 365. On the 365. Yeah, give me some Teams.
And we're back. There we go. That worked. I think. Did it work? Tell me in the chat if it worked. You know. All right. So we got as far as cool. Yes, great. Now let me just check. I probably now have an email from YouTube saying that your stream has been suspended due to copyright violation, because that's always hilarious. And no, wow, looks like we got away with it. Fun and games, hey? Exciting times. Right. My music is not on Spotify because of it is a derivative work. If it was a straight cover, well, it's my video, but there are basically three kinds of complication that you come up against. If it's your own video of a completely original composition with completely original lyrics and content and everything, then that's fine. That's not what that is, because the music for that was written by Peter Gabriel. So it's not my music, it's my words, which is a derivative work. And if you're just doing straight covers, you can just buy a mechanical license for like $100, and the lawyers are like, yeah, you covered this song, we'll pay the royalties to the songwriter. But if you mess with it Like if you change the words around, then you get into a very complicated area where you actually need permission from the original authors. Now, if I thought I could make $100 billion off stupid parody songs about JavaScript and Microsoft Teams, I might hire a lawyer to look into it. But I'm not. It's fun, you know. It's a joke, and as long as I make no money from it, at any point if anyone says, we want all the money you made off our song, I'm like, you've already got all the money I made off your song, because that's no money. So, right. Build. Bracket expected. What do you mean bracket expected? No, that's fine. Hang on. Program needs a thing. So program.cs is, no, not program, program. It's going to get real confusing real fast. Actually, hang on. I think I can do that. I think that can probably be modeled as an array. So build that, see if that blows up. Oh, that's interesting. So for this to work, program needs to take a this. So program takes a can you do a no. Maybe. Can an instance in .NET take itself as a constructor? A constructor declared in a type with a parameter list must have a this constructor initializer. A what? Okay, that's cool. So Extra Onions has just said Weird Dylan will become greater than now the thing is, I don't know if that's Al as in Weird Al or that's AI, because those two things look exactly the same when you type them. Actually, that reminds me, there's a really cool thing that I noticed this week, or I discovered from the beta newsletter. The URL shortener that just uses, I think it's called Lily. There. News.ycombinator.com. Why is that not loading? Yeah, I figured it was Weird Al as in Weird Al Yankovic. Is Hacker News down? Hacker News is down. Every time Hacker News is down, it makes me question everything Paul Graham has ever written about building good software, because that's like his baby, his poster child thing. And of course, the problem is that we can't see from looking at that. It's that. I can copy that and I can go to there. There it is. It's a URL shortener that only uses lowercase l and capital I. And so it'll take any URL you've got, https codewithrockstar.com. And there we go. Isn't that brilliant? Partition of Unity says, is it only mute for me? I'm assuming other people can hear me. I mean, I'm assuming somebody would have said. It's the hilarious fun and games of online streaming, is there might just be a bunch of people who haven't even noticed that I'm not talking anymore. Six Stack Fault says it is indeed only mute for you. Partition of Unity, it is only mute for you. Marvelous. There. Look at that. Isn't that special? I spent so much time figuring out how to do things online. By the way, we got Rockstar t-shirts. You should totally check those out. Look, there you go. Every t-shirt that is bought is contributing to the development of Rockstar 2.0, basically by paying for about 2 cups of coffee, or maybe a tub of Norwegian salted licorice pastilles to fuel the development of. Anyway, right, that's enough actual shilling. Let's go back to writing some code. So I got private statements. Yeah, it's one of those. So whenever I did like serious, online events and stuff, I said to a bunch of people out there, like, this is my actual telephone number. Like, if there is a problem with the stream, I need you to call me and make my phone ring, because I will notice that happening. And one of the things I always say to people when they're doing like real presentations is turn your damn phone off so it doesn't ring in the middle of a keynote. Online, you're like, no, leave the phone on. If it rings in the middle of a keynote, it might be important. And he said to say, look, if the phone rings, then it probably means there's a problem someone needs to tell me about. So we got private statements equals a nothing. So we'll have that with an empty array there. That can come. This is weird. I've never written a recursive constructor before. This is maybe not the best way of building a recursive constructor. So we've got a public class program. Okay, so we'll have a constructor that takes nothing and does nothing. And we'll have a constructor that takes a statement, and that can say this dot statements equals statement. And we can have a constructor that takes a statement and a program. So this I'm going to call head and tail. So that's a head. Yeah, that's cool. No, don't do that. That's going to be a tail. And that is going to be a, can I expression body that? That's kind of nice. This dot statements equals boom statement dot concat tail dot statements. Anybody remember when Zoom updated its apps to unmute automatically when you enter meetings? I was on the phone with the it's all so weird. So what's that gonna do? That's gonna, there is no target type for the correction expression. That tail.statements.toArray I think should work. Why will that not work? No target type. Shouldn't you concat head to tail? No, because head goes at the beginning and tail goes at the end. And that is gonna be a empty thing. Rebuild that, see if that behaves. Okay, so I need a public statements, rebuild that, that's cool. Yep. That should work. Okay, so it's not, you get this weird kind of point when you're using peg, because if the expression grammar works, but then yields something that is not syntactically, so you can get a point where the grammar doesn't build, which means you don't generate any new things, which means that your compiler error is actually about something you've already fixed. It just hasn't picked it up yet. So number does not contain a constructor that takes 2 arguments. No, it doesn't. That's gonna take, so this will be a decimal.parse value. And value is not going to be called, yeah. So the peg says either a, yeah. So that it says a program in Rockstar is either an end of file, which is an empty program, or it is a single statement followed by an end of file, which is a program with a single statement, or it is a statement followed by an end of statement followed by a program, in which case it's a new program consisting of the statement and the rest of the program. It's one of those beautiful, you know, kind of recursive expressions. Yeah, I really, really like that. I think there's something incredibly elegant about it. I just need to check that it doesn't end up being incredibly stupid and allocate a program in a program in a program in a program in a program, which it might do, but we can check that in a minute once we've got it figured out, and I can look at minimizing how bad that's going to get. So we have got a, that's fine. New number takes a decimal.parse value. I want that to be called digits, because that's what that is, because it's actually the string representing the number. Today the exchange rate for Great British Pounds to PLN is zloty, right? Polish zloty is 5-1. Cool, that's convenient. I can do that, and I can do that, and I'm gonna move end of statement down here, because Hacker News is back. Whatever did we do without it? Yeah. Right, will that build? No, there's a problem in there. That should be fine. That should be fine. Cannot convert Rockstar.number to string. I need to give that expression a return type. There. Succeeded. It worked. Right, I'm just going to hack something together. So what we're doing at the moment is we're just looking at the construction syntax. We're looking at the very kind of top level thing. And so I'm going to put a thing in here that says if we do that, I'm not going to run prompt. I'm going to run, and I'm going to run, what am I going to run? What do we get to? We got to shout1. And an end of statement in this is a comma. So shout1, shout2, shout3, shout4, shout5, shout6, shout7. There we go, in the environment in which we are running it. So let's, now if we hit this, what I'm looking for here is how many times is that going to hit any of my program constructors. So I got 1, 2, 3 of those. Boom, run that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was very, very bad indeed. It works, but it's terrible. Okay, so not that. So let's check out our expression grammar here. Now, at this point, we... I wonder if I can do this. So head is a statement, followed by an end a statement, followed by a tail is a program. So I wonder if I can do this. I wonder if creating new arrays like that loses the amortized big O of 1 insert. I know what a big O of 1 is. I don't know what amortized means. So let's look that up. Means that over time the worst case scenario will default to big O of 1. Okay. How it doubles the length when the capacity fills up. All right, so the array as you insert more and more things into an array, the array doubles each time it gets to capacity, and so the more things you insert, you end up at a point where the average time to insert a single element tends towards a constant. Is that right? Because the size of the number of operations scales with n, but the number of insert operations scales with log 2 of n. And that, so the ratio between those two. Yay! Big O notation. Good morning. Welcome to Computer Science Theory. It's like Spider-Man cartoons with your breakfast cereal, only there's no Spider-Man and there's no cartoons. Okay, how do I get around the fact that this is doing weird stuff? Because what I should be able to do here is I should be able to say, so a program is an end of file, that returns a new program, and that returns that, and copies the whole array to a new buffer, but that's cancelled out by having to do it less and less frequently. Array.concat loses that. Yeah, it does. But I wonder if there's a better way of doing this. So that returns, if there's a single statement, it returns a new program statement. Because what I want to do is I want to capture the tail here as something which is not a Okay, so the other way of doing this is to move the no, come on, this is the syntax is beautiful. You should try to push to the same array. What I'm trying to avoid here is the let's try that. Yeah, thank you, SigStackFault. Let's see if we can do it forward. So head is a program, followed by an end of statement, followed by a tail, which is a statement. No, because then we lose the terminal behavior of the fact that a program has to end with an end of file, but a statement doesn't. So you pull the first thing off and then you worry about the rest of it. So tail here is a program, and that would be more fun in games on Twitch. Let me just block and ban that person with extreme prejudice. Bye bye. Thank you for playing internet. You can get out of my stream. Block, bye bye. Yeah, fun and games. Maybe the problem here is that shouldn't be yielding program as is. Yeah. So that one's good, that one's good. The problem here is that one there. And ooh, hang on. Maybe we can do head dot concat. If I'm right, that's going to say, okay, yeah, that's not going to work. Construct the statement array in reverse. You mean find a program? No, that might work, because it shouldn't matter. Like, the parser is just going to extract all of these statements, and then it's got to bolt them together into some kind of order. Tail.append head. Actually, it'll be more like that. Okay, program that does not contain a definition for insert. But that's fine, because we can add that. Public void insert statement. So at this point, we get into a slightly different syntax, but which means we can't have that as a list anymore. Yeah. Build it backwards. So let's, instead of that being an array, that is going to be a list of statement. Yeah. No, I don't want to. I want to change the type. If C# has an equivalent of Rust's vec dequeue, that should have an order 1 pushing to the front. It does, but it doesn't work on arrays. So let me just check. C# add element to beginning of list big order 1. List.insert, list dot okay, so this is a, right, we can get it working. List is a linked list, it should be order 1 already. So yeah, that should be 0 and statement. So that's cool. That goes in there. and then that comes out because we don't need that constructor anymore. So find where the thing works. So that will need to, no, that actually needs to do a thing. That needs to public program insert does that. Statements.insert that, return this. Public program. Build. Run it. Stick a breakpoint on there. So we got a constructor here on a single statement, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inserts and break. So that should be big order 1. So it's just parsing each statement and inserting it into the program collection. And sure enough, output from that is output, 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 output. All right, I like that. And so that's running, and then down here, console.writeLine item. So let's find output in rockstar.statement, and toString on that is gonna be output that plus expression.toString. Which actually should be implicit, right? We don't need to do an explicit toString on that. Yeah, you're not going to do random access on program. It's just you start at the beginning and you run it until it finishes or crashes. So we can run that. Oh, hang on. Yep, there's that. Where the heck did my window go? I'm running 2 copies of this and I've lost them both. Too many screens. Let's start that again. Actually, you know what? Let's do it from a terminal window where I actually know what's going on. Where the hell's my terminal window? There we go. That one? No, that's not it. Too many screens, not enough brain cells. All right. Look, a new terminal. Boom. There. CD Rockstar. There. .NET Run. Output rockstar.number. Okay. Cool. So now rockstar.number, which is where override toString. And why is that complaining? Specify string culture. Yeah. There. Cool. Right. So if this says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's good. It's working. Excellent. Right. Let's get cracking the things. There we go. View changes. Right, let's clean a couple of things up. I want everything in here to be in namespace rockstar.expressions. Okay, so that will move file to new folder. Should fix everything. Boom. All right. The file name is still not right. Let's move that to expression.cs and then back into there. And we are going to move to string, move types to matching files in project, fix all the things. Okay, so we've got expression, we've got false, we got null, we got number, we've got string, true, unary, variable, binary. All right, that's all cool. Let's do the same thing for statements. So statement.cs, yes, import rockstar.expressions. That can come out. That can come out. Those are no longer require qualification. And all of those come out of there. And then we want to rockstar.statements. Okay. Move to new folder. Sweet. Boom. Move to matching file types in project. Hey, OPECT. Welcome. How you doing? Sweet. Everything's broken because Rockstar. I can do using Rockstar.statements. Using Rockstar.expressions. And get rid of char extensions. Yes, I can. That was from when we were parsing by hand. You're doing plumbing. Actual plumbing, like with pipes and stuff. Rebuild that. Okay, interesting. So rockstar.statements.expression, that should not exist. There is nowhere in actually that can just be deleted. I do not think there is anywhere in Rockstar that you can have a statement which is an expression. What? That should go. We don't have a number statement. Come on, do it again. No, there is no number statement. Oh, system.link.expression. I might need to umlautize the expression here, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. Okay, so what's the problem here? Where is the rockstar.peg? So this is now failing. Ah. There. And I'm probably going to move that into rockstar.statements because I think it makes more sense there. Okay, that's good. We got a clean build. I can't delete any of those breakpoints because, okay, there we go. Rebuild all the things. I'm still wondering if there's any way I can get the parser to recognize recognize that as a sequence of statements. There should be a linked list type which instead of mallocing for every single item stores them in an array list and the pointers are just indices into the array. Do you mean there should be as in this does not exist and you believe it should exist? Or there should be as in you're pretty sure it's there and I should look for it because I should be using it? The word should in the English language is delightfully ambiguous. Hold still 1 second, folks. There we go. Dust on the lenses. I was moving things around yesterday. Right, what do we got? We've got a program, we've got a statement, we've got a tail.insert. All right, this is starting to look like something we could actually work with. That's kind of nice. I sort of like that. So let's reinstate the interpreter. New interpreter. Where is the interpreter? The interpreter is here. That can go namespace rockstar dot. Interpreter run for each statement. Execute statement. Welcome back, Peter. How was the post office? Yep, import that for our statement in program dot statements. Execute statement. All right. So what does execute do? Now this is where it gets interesting. This is where I want to come up with something slightly different to the way that the visitor pattern here worked. Which I can probably... Now, I wonder if at this point I can do this with some kind of polymorphism. So execute... So that should never happen. But... Arguably, I've just invented putting a linked list in an arena allocator. So you want to know, if you look at the program.cs here, if your Rockstar program does not work, it returns an environment.exit code of 64. And, no, it's 65. And if you look at the Windows error codes, there is a code called arena trashed. And to me, arena trashed is just like if you need to return a error from a Rockstar program. Arena trashed sounds like a good one to return, right? Like let's do that. We can totally do that. Okay, so there we go. We've got statement, we've got program. I'm on the interpreter here. Now, this is the point where I just want to see, can I create overloads of this? Private void execute. So this is going to take an output. Output is going to be env.writeLine output private object eval is going to take an expression, and is that going to pull in? Yeah, there we go. So let's just do that for now. I don't think I wanted to do that, but never mind. ToString, bang, yeah, do it. We don't care. This is all code is all going to be hoiked at anyway, so I'm quite happy to just overload the things. Now that there is saying execute is never used. So this is the bit that's interesting to me, is how do I use polymorphism here to avoid... So I've also got execute assignment. Now I'm actually going to change that to be called assign. So this is going to become environment.set variable assign.name assign.value. Yep. So let's build that, because I'm curious to see. So that compiles. That we can scrub. We've got that in another folder if we need it back at any point. So now I want to run this, and I want to see if, do I get the behavior that I want? Because I think I can probably punch in here and use an actual pattern matching thing in this. So what do we got? We got program.statements is there. Execute statement here is an output, but it's going to go into that. Okay. So private void execute statement is going to be switch. Now, can I use an expression on this? Hey. Okay, I think this is going to work. So we just need some kind of a result here. Because each time you evaluate a statement, the statement could return something. I could use dynamic. Yeah, I don't want to do runtime type dispatching because I'm gonna compile this to native binary executables, which means I need to be able to use ahead of time compilation, which means there are certain things that I am going to avoid doing. So let's just throw in here a private class result. And because result is, I can then go ahead and implement things like flow control in here. Why is that complaining? The result is never instantiated. So assign is going to go to assign. Yep, that's fine. Output gets delegated to output. And so on, and down and down and down we go. So that's nice. And let's, come on. That should generate for me. So at this point, the so environment.set variable assign.name assign.value return new result. But actually, at this point, I think I can have a public static result OK equals new result. The result stuff I'm going to revisit once I got a slightly better idea of how all this stuff is going to hang together. But there's that, and private result output takes an output. And this is going to be environment.writeLine eval output.expression .toString. Have I slept? Yes, I did sleep for a little while. I got about 5 solid hours, and then my brain woke up and went, let's do some Rockstar programming. Because, yeah, I have months when I do nothing, but the sun has come out here, and my brain is solar powered. And from about mid-January until about the middle of April, I got no mojo at all for doing anything. And then it gets to the summer, I'm like, oh. Like, there's something about getting woken up by sunlight that just makes you go, yes, let's get up and do some stuff. And there's something about getting woken up by bad noise. In a perfect world, I would always fall asleep to the sound of rain on the roof, and I would always wake up to sunlight streaming in the window. That would be my ideal climate, is... I love falling asleep. My house has like a steel roof, and I don't have like an attic space, so when it rains I can really hear it, and that's lovely. I'm gonna put env.writeLine. I'm gonna put results on these. I think, do I? No. Okay, we can revisit that. That might be a fun design decision to come back to later. Yeah, why is that complaining? The pattern underscore is not covered. Yeah, we're into variables and assignments and environments and evaluate or eval? Evaluate. I think evaluate. Actually, you know what? So the exec and execute and eval come from VB script, which is one of the most horrible languages I have ever spent years of my life working in. And all right. So that's fine, that exec. So that return type is never used, but at some point we need to figure, well, eval, we got to do a thing, because there's got to be a thing in here that says, hey, you give me an expression and I'll tell you what it is. All right, I'm kind of liking this. Like this is promising to me. And I think maybe that exec can come out. Don't know, we can come back to that. Potentially it might make sense to extract all the expression stuff into its own class anyway. Yeah, so there may end up being an evaluator, which you give it expressions and it evaluates them, which is independent from the interpreter, which you give it statements and it interprets them. So that might be a good way of doing it. Okay, and those can be read-only because we're never going to change them, and that's cool. All right, so we should now, I think, if we go back to the grammar, so a statement in Rockstar consists of a statement, and this consists of an assignment, which is going to be one of those, or it's going to be one of those. And an assignment in Rockstar consists of an identifier, white space is white space expression, So this is going to be var is a variable, is expression equals expression, returns a new assignment of var and expra. I'm going to make those smaller. Okay, so if we have a statement that can be a variable, now that I'm actually going to hoik out because I'm going to say assign is one of those, and I'm going to move that. So a statement in Rockstar can be an assign statement, or it can be an output statement. And an assign statement is one of those, followed by an assign. And an assign is going to be is or are. Then an output statement equals an output followed by that, followed by an expression. Sophia, I'm not still live. I have taken a break. I have slept. But I'm glad the exam went well. Was too, I think. Yes, is, are, was, were. My partner volunteers at an animal shelter on Saturday mornings, and she's looking after homeless cats, and there are kittens, and I just got a load of kitten pictures on WhatsApp, and which I can't show you because we're not supposed to put pictures of the animal shelter animals on social media because they don't understand how the internet works, and I'm sure that if they did, they could make a whole load of money. All right, so that's a terminal. So I'm going to pull that down and say assign goes down the bottom here. So terminals are things which don't have any other references to any other bits of the language. And assign is that. So then, and also output equals shout or say or scream or whisper. White space equals that, rebuild that, and see, what did I mess up? Variable does not exist. So variable is an identifier. So what is variable going to bring back? Variable returns an expression and equals an identifier. And an identifier equals and for now just A to Z plus. All right, so only alphanumerics are legitimate in that, and so that is going to be name is that, and this returns a new variable name, and we'll tab indent that, rebuild. All right, interesting. So we have token. Okay, variable is still as a token. Token should be gone, and token type should be gone. Neither of those is necessary because we're not building a hand building the parser anymore. So what does a variable become now? A variable is a yeah. So rockstar.expressions.variable takes a name. All right. And cannot convert output to string, yeah, whatever. Cannot convert that, so... Okay, so this is weird. I'm now getting errors. The grammar, the language grammar syntax is good. That will build, it's just it's outputting code that can't now be compiled. So variable expression takes an identifier, identifier takes a name. Let's try take that out. Put in a rule here that says that a variable consists of a name, and that returns a new variable of name. All right, cannot convert from expression to variable. So that's returning an assign statement, which wants a variable as its first instance. So assignment v variable, so that needs to return variable. Okay, interesting. Cannot convert that. So why does it now think that is a string? Assignment v is variable. That returns, v is a variable, returns a new variable of that. And that is all now. Assign was taken a string? No. Yes, thank you. Rockstar.statements, assign variable name, object value, takes a statement. So no, that is correct. That should do the right thing. So that assignment constructor should work. So that there. So we're deep in debugging generated code now. But assignment, okay, so assignment statement is the thing that contains the all right, so this rule here, statement, is returning the wrong thing in the grammar. Yeah, assign statement must return a statement, output statement must return a statement, because they can't infer the type, because the thing I'm actually returning in line here is a derived type. So argument 1 cannot convert from generic ilist string to string, return new variable name, and that will be because the capture expression here is, I think, needs a question mark on the end of it. Yep, that's cool. New variable name. So that's the only point we've got new variable kicking in. Right, let me fix all this stuff. Right. Unary token, yeah, we'll worry about that in a moment. Okay, there. So what's happening? I hit this yesterday. I thought I'd figured it out, but apparently I hadn't figured it out. Is for whatever reason, this thing here, is it a question mark on the end of it? There's something you've got to do with a 26. So this pattern here, digits, colon, matches that pattern and returns a new one of those. And variable name, let me check the, because there should be a way of saying I want you to match name here as the actual entire captured string, not as the thing you actually found. Pegasus Grammar Wiki. What? Pegasus Primary English Grammar for... No! No. Pegasus C# Grammar. There we go. View on GitHub. Somewhere in here is the syntax wiki entry. There we go. And so what I'm looking for is somewhere in here there should be some sort of keyword or indicator that says this will capture the entire string. And in Rockstar Satriani, let me check the way that this was done in the JavaScript implementation. Rockstar.peg. Variable, function call, operation, read line, variable list equals ahead, variable, loopable, mysterious, number, equality, comparison, greater, smaller, product. There's a lot of language here. Yep. Common variable. Okay, so I think in peg it was $. In peg.js, it's a $ prefix on it. I don't know if there's any equivalent way of doing it in Pegasus. Let's take a look at Starship.NET interpreter for Rockstar. This is old. I mean, this is like, 5 years old now, but yeah, 5 years ago. Look at that, 5 years old. Starship Rockstar.peg and break, continue function, variable list, function call, operation, continuation block, number, expression statement, blah, 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 blah. Where is variable in the set of rules? It's using an explicit string.concat. Maybe that's what I need to do. I'm surprised there is no syntax in Pegasus for doing this. Turkish eye issue. All right. State, no, Turkish ISG sequence. All right. So we'll come back to that. But I think that will work. Okay, so there we go. So that works. So now we've got variables and we've got those. So if I go into my program.cs and we are going to run a program that consists of my var is 1, shout my var is 2, shout my var. What are you thinking, folks? Are we feeling good? I'm feeling good. I think this might work. All right, boom. Run says, boom, failed to parse program. Why? Why did that fail to parse program? Because I have not defined a new line as an end of statement. And I haven't defined that as an expression yet either. Yes, since yet, you are absolutely correct. So this should now compile but not run. So what I mean is that the Rockstar compiler, Rockstar interpret parser, the Rockstar parser should be able to parse this. So that's there. Okay, parser.source, failed to parse program. Why? Because I haven't made the white space optional between the statements. And no, that should work. Yes, there is no rule for a variable to contain an expression. I'm going to put this stuff at the top. No, I'm not going to put it at the bottom. Welcome to programming, shuffling things around and putting them in different places until you find something that you don't hate. So statement is there, a variable is there, but also we've got output statement can be an expression can be a variable, or it can be a number. Rebuilt that. That worked. Hit go. Run it. This should compile. Cool. All right. So what does program look like here? Program looks like 4 statements, an assignment and an output and an assignment and an output. And then interpreter.run. We step into that. Boom, 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 boom. Execute statement. Assign that, set variable, assignment.name, my var, assign.value, step into the environment, variable's name equals value, return OK, that's cool. Exec next one, return 0, break. Did you just see what I just saw? Okay. rockstar.expressions.variable, rockstar.expressions.variable. So if I go into variable in rockstar.expressions, and we override a toString on here, which is not how we are supposed to implement languages, but no, hang on, back into the interpreter. So eval expression goes to expression.toString. So the evaluator here should be goes to expression.switch. And so at this point, variable, we are going to return, so variable v, we are going to return v dot env dot get variable v dot name. And what are the other cases we got here? Generate type patterns. Okay, that's looking pretty promising. Number is going to return number.value. That is going to return that, and anything else will throw a new not implemented exception. Now what? Possible null reference return. Yeah, I guess. Are we going to allow nulls? Because a Rockstar null is actually not a null. It's a thing that Rockstar says is null, but .NET says it's an instance of the Rockstar null type. So that's not going to do that. So number.value is decimal. env.get variable. That thing there. All right. Now we're going to plug in one more little thing here. That does that. I'm going to go into program.cs. And no, I'm going to go into program.cs. Public override toString. We're going to implement a little thing that will print the parse tree. So var sb equals new string builder, and there is that, and for each var stmtn statements sb.append line so this is the bit where I want to build like a sort of tree structure that will do this. And I think we can. You know what? We'll just assignment.toString on it for now. And then we'll return sb.toString. Okay, so then in our program.cs, down here we've got run, that equals that, and then we can console.writeLine program, so that'll give us our output, then console.writeLine string.empty.path. had left with one of those characters to a width of 40, because I got big fonts on here. Int total width and then the padding character, that's right. All right, run that, see what we can see. Assignment, output, and we get out 1 and we get out 2. So that is sort of vaguely working. So what goes here now? Well, we've answered that question. And the parser is now going to be stateless. So that can just be part of the Rockstar thing. So var env equals that, var parser equals new parser. And class is static. There will only ever be a single environment of it. So we can pull those out. Those don't need to be instantiated anymore. Yep, that can be a new one of those. That can come out. Now, why is that complaining? Because it wants it to be read-only, because of course it does. My var is 1, shout my var is 2, shout my var env. That works. And that works. And I'm gonna move that back to there. And why are those complaining about env? Because run file needs a I am a Rockstar environment, not a console environment. So we've got run file, we've got run prompt, we've got run error is not used anywhere. And that is not used anywhere because that's all coming out of the parser. And that is if line equals null break. Why is that complaining? Yeah, make that private. Yeah, make that private. Yeah, fix the things. All right. So, go over here now, .NET Run, we should get an interactive interpreter, like a little REPL prompt, and I can shout 1, and I can shout 2, and I can shout 3, and I can say my var is 8, and I can say shout my var, and that, okay, it's not yeah, it is evaluating, there we go, so that's the parse tree, and that's the output expression. Ah, this is excellent, all right. I think that this is probably going to be the skeleton of the actual Rockstar 2.0 release. I think this is the first one I've done where there is nothing in here that I'm looking at and going, I don't like that, and I think we're going to need to throw it away. Yeah. It just means I haven't looked hard enough. Well, you shouldn't look at things too hard. You look at anything hard enough, sooner or later you'll find... so that those can go, can't they? We don't need that. That is... env is just part of this now. Because there is env is a property of the whole program. So there's run file, there's run that, there's run that. That will take that out. And yeah, look at this, run file.read all text. That can become a one-liner. Yep. can be explicit private. Hiya, there in a sec. So, the latest thing to be banned on Twix. How are you going to process your syntax tree? I'm going to do it using expression-based pattern matching. So we've got the outline of this in here already, because in .NET now we have pattern matching based on types, which kind of solves the same problem as the visitor pattern. But I am going to be back. Folks, you have been watching Rockstar 2.0. We are gonna plug in. This is Rockstar. Rockstar is here. Code with Rockstar.com. It is an esoteric language based on heavy metal song lyrics, and this is version 2. I'm gonna knock it on the head for today. Thanks for tuning in, folks. That was a lot of fun. I hope you folks all enjoyed it, and you take it easy. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.